Hey guys and gals, this is Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. Really excited to bring you this video today. We're going to talk about something that I call pairings and trios. So this is sort of a detour that a lot of people have taken as Instagram has become more prolific and Facebook has become more prolific as far as people sharing their collections with their friends and compatriots in the hobby. Something has kind of swept through that social media flex that people like to do, and it's called pairings and trios, and it could be quads, and it could be quintuplets, and it could be, you know, 8 octets or whatever. But today we're talking about pairings and trios, which is really, it's like putting 2 cards together that share something in common, or 3 cards together that each share something in common. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's sort of a way for somebody with a set collector heart who doesn't want to, you know, I've got a passion for set collecting, but if I don't want to collect 132 cards and a bunch of commons, it's kind of a way to set collect within your PC, personal collection, player collection. It's sort of a little miniature way to set collect. So let me just start by showing you the slides and you'll kind of understand. Today we're looking at my top 10 pairings and trios in my collection. As always, we'll be looking at these cards in high def images that are shared with you from my PWCC vault in Oregon. None of my cards are in my possession. I've always made the decision to house my cards in the PWCC vault, and it's been nothing but fantastic thus far. As far as the service level, the ability to share my collection, which we're about to do right now, and everything that goes with that as far as protection from fire, fraud, theft, flood, hurricanes, and just straight up Louisiana climate. So today we're looking at my top 10 pairings and trios, and hopefully this will shed a little light on what I'm talking about, and maybe this will inspire some of you guys to start putting together some pictures of pairings and trios in your own personal collection. So here's my top 10 pairings. As always, we're going to have a couple of honorable mentions. Sorry, that's a tease. So it's the top 10 plus a few honorable mention. But let's start with the first honorable mention. This is a classic example. So it is the same player, right? So it's a pairing of the same player. It's a pairing of the same exact BGS 9.5 label. And what you're looking at is you're looking at a blue, white, red GIANNIS rookie card in BGS 9.5 and a red, white, blue GIANNIS rookie card in 9.5. One of them is from a monster box and the other one is just a pure red, white, and blue MOSAIC. A lot of people don't even know, and maybe just who don't collect GIANNIS or don't collect 2013 PRIZM, didn't really know that there was a blue, white, red and a red, white, blue. But as you can see on your screen, there are the same 3 colors, but they go in different directions. So I really like this pairing. This is a really cool pairing. And again, I should have said this at the outset. These pairings aren't necessarily going to be listed in order of value. We're not even going to talk about value because that's not what this is about. This is just about me kind of sharing with you guys what I like to do as far as pairings and trios and kind of grouping cards together. It's almost like you can complete a set really quick because you only need to get 2 or 3, and then when you post it, it's like, oh, that means something, or that makes sense, or man, I really like that. I was inspired by a lot of the pages that I follow on Instagram that do this. And so pairing number 2 on your screen, real easy, is the 1995 FLAIR hot numbers. This is a pairing, and this is another direction you can go. It's not the same player, but it's 2 of the 4 players that I personally collect, right? I collect LeBron, I collect Shaq, I collect GIANNIS, and I collect LeBron. What did I say? Jordan, Shaq, LeBron, and GIANNIS. Sorry, those are my 4. So anytime I get a pairing of the same card or the same insert or parallel in the same grade amongst any of my 4 players that I collect, I like to put those together and take a picture of it. And so here's another example, the 1995 FLAIR hot numbers, Jordan number 4 and Shaq number 11. Really cool. If you're not familiar with that, I did an Explore the Card episode on this particular Michael Jordan insert. It's got a lenticular surface, just a really cool hodgepodge of numbers that are just, you know, super bright and colorful in the background. 2 really good looking cards, but that's a pairing where you can actually cross players over, right? But the players have to have something in common. They could be teammates. It could be, you know, Olajuwon and Ewing and David Robinson. You know, there's different ways that you can link these cards to where they have some type of, you know, additional meaning when they're pictured together. So that's kind of what we're getting at here. The last one on my honorable mention list is I'm going to show you how you can go 3 wide, right? So as I just mentioned, I collect 4 players primarily. Here's 3 of them in one picture. Giannis obviously wasn't playing in 2003, so Giannis is not going to be part of this triplicate or trio or whatever you want to call it. But this is a 2003 Upper Deck Air Academy insert. It's Jordan, LeBron James, and Shaquille O'Neal, all in PSA 10 condition. I just really, really like the look of this card personally. So that's what this pairing is, and that's what it represents. It represents 3 of the 4 guys that I collect in the same grade, in the same insert set. There's not that many out there where all 3 are included, and so that's why this one means a little bit to me. Didn't quite crack the top 10 though. So here we go. Number 10 on our list, my list, is real easy. This is one of my favorite Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards. It's probably my second favorite behind his Beam Team and Beam Team members only. This is his 1992 Topps Gold card, but it's also his 1992 Topps Base card. And so by putting these 2 cards together, you can see the distinction between his Gold parallel and his base, Topps Paper PSA 10 card right next to it. So that's number 10 on our list. Nothing crazy special there. Just, I really like that picture. It just kind of gives you a visual image of just how freaking gigantic Shaq was. I promise you, if that ball is thrown, he's catching it because he had incredible hands, and it's going to get hammered because when he was with the Magic, he dunked every single thing in sight. I know you guys think that Embiid's dominant and Ayton and, Jokic is a fantastic player, right? 2-time MVP and very efficient, but nobody in my lifetime has ever done the things that a young Shaquille O'Neal did when he was playing for the Magic as far as just absolute pure physical dominance. Next on our list, number 9, is Michael Jordan. So we've got a Michael Jordan pairing, which is going to feature the HARDCOURT Heroics insert, but it's going to be Stadium Club has members only cards, which are a little bit more rare than their base counterparts. So this is an insert parallel on your left. It's an insert because it's the HARDCOURT Heroics insert, but it's a parallel of the base insert because it's a members only. And then on the right we have the actual base insert. I think this is a pop 3 card on your left. The members only HARDCOURT Heroics is, I think, a pop 3 card in PSA 10. I don't know why it's either pop 3 or pop 8. I can't really keep it straight, but I think it's a pop 3 card. So a pretty rare card you're looking at on your left. This HARDCOURT Heroics is an insert set that I really, really like. It kind of reminds me of the refractors and the silver prism, and it's just a card that really pops when you hold it in your hand. Next on our list, number 8, is 2012. So here you go. You got the same player, you got the same year, but you got 3 different inserts, all silver prism from the same 2012 Prism set. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, I love 2012 Prism. I collect LeBron James. I like to get it in PSA 10 or BGS 9.5. So on your screen, you have 3 of the 4. Yes, I'm missing one. I'm missing the USA Silver Prism insert. But you've got 3 of the 4 inserts on your screen. It's the MVP on the left, which is my personal favorite, the finalists in the middle, and then on the right, you have the Downtown Bound, which is kind of a forgotten insert. Very difficult to grade the Downtown Bound because there's so much sheer silver surface on the front that it's real easy to get little hairline scratches all over the cards. For those of you who have tried to buy raw, clean them, grade them, you know that this Downtown Bound insert, especially the silver, is just very difficult to find with a 10 surface. So that is a triplicate on your screen right there with LeBron James, 3 inserts from 2012 Prism. Again, the one I'm missing is the USA, but I will have it eventually. Next is really cool, right? So I'm a set collector, as you know. I'm collecting the 1997 Metal Universe Precious Metal Gems red set, but within that set there are tons of pairings that you could complete. This one is a no-brainer. I know there's a lot of huge Karl Malone and Stockton collectors out there. There's not a lot of Karl Malone and Stockton collectors out there, but the ones who do collect are very passionate. There's some really cool Instagram pages that I follow. I was never really a Jazz fan, but even as back in the 90s, I was a Chicago Bulls fan and a Sonics fan, and of course a Bucks fan. But I could always appreciate the greatness of these 2 guys. If it weren't for Michael Jordan, I wonder if they would have 2 rings each, 4 between them. I don't know. But what you're looking at is 2 SGC graded cards the Precious Metal Gems for John Stockton and Karl Malone. And for those of you who are too young to remember, or maybe you're just new to the hobby or new to NBA basketball, they formed, without question, I'm not going to say the greatest point guard, power forward combination, but they are two first ballot Hall of Famers. Karl Malone and John Stockton are both probably top 30 players that ever lived. Karl Malone is very high on the all-time career scoring list. John Stockton is the all-time career assist leader and the all-time steals leader. They played together forever. And if you ever want to see something fascinating, if you ever want to see a statistic that probably will never be broken, go look at the percentage of games that they missed during their career on the Jazz. It is eye-popping how many seasons they played 82 games during their extremely long career. These guys were extremely durable, extremely consistent. A lot of people found them to be boring. Half the world says, well, Stockton was only good because of Malone. But then the other half of the world says, well, Malone would have been nothing without Stockton. Well, you can't both be right, but I'm telling you, you're both wrong. These guys would have been great no matter who their power forward or point guard respectively were on their teams. They're both first ballot Hall of Famers and awesome, and PMGs are awesome. And the fact that they're in SGC holders is pretty interesting. Actually, right now, I'm having both of these cards cracked and resubmitted to PSA, so they will be in PSA holders. My guess is they'll probably be a PSA 4 and a PSA 5 or 6, but you know how I am with my consistency and my need for consistency, so having them in a PSA holder is just part of the deal for me. Number 6 on our list is something I'm really excited about. So two relatively big cards here. From one of the greatest sets ever, like we just featured, was the 1997 PMG Reds. This also emanates from the exact same 1997 Metal Universe set. This is the, it actually comes from the Metal Universe Championship, which is another, Metal Universe set that was released the same year. It's not a Series 2, it's a separate set. But this is the Metal Universe Championship Galaxy for both Jordan and Shaquille. You're going to see this is a common theme within my collection. I like to find those insert sets that feature Michael Jordan, and then I like to, once I have that card, I very much like to go find the Shaquille O'Neal for a fraction of the price. It just doesn't hurt as bad, right? So I really like this card. This is one of my favorites. The Jordan card on your left is pretty valuable. I'm pretty proud of it. I like Jordan cards, especially inserts featuring him in the black uniform, but having these two together is pretty unique because these are both very, very low population cards, pretty difficult to find in PSA 10 condition. And again, anything 97 Metal Universe or 97 Metal Universe Championship, that piques my interest. So happy to have those two of my 4 guys that I PC paired together. Next on our list, number 5, we're starting to get to a little bit bigger cards. I like this, right? So again, back to Giannis theme. Giannis is one of my favorite, it's certainly my favorite modern player along with Luka Doncic and then a couple of prospects that I have. Giannis is the most established and the one that I PC the largest, though, certainly of any modern player who's currently playing. You've got his blue PRIZM rookie card, VGS 9.5 on the left. You've got his blue PRIZM autograph rookie card on the right, both in 9.5 condition, both featuring Giannis with his tiny twig arms, which he had back in the year 2013. He doesn't quite look like that. His arms probably wouldn't fit on the card right now because they're giant, and he's fantastic, and he's become a physical freak of nature and one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. I might be a little bit biased as a Giannis collector and a Bucks fan, but I like this pairing. I'm close on the red. I've got the red also, so I need to put that together. I'm missing one of the reds, but I'd like to put, the red and the blue together, and that's another pairing that you could do. You could do a red, blue, and silver. There's all sorts of ways that you can pair cards and put trios of cards together, and that's just sort of what this video is about. Here's another one. Really like this one. So as far as I know, these are the 2 refractors from the 90s that feature Jordan and Kobe front to back. I'm not familiar enough. I shouldn't say conclusively there is not another refractor card from the 90s other than these 2. I guess it's possible. Comment below if there is another one because I need to grab it if there is. But I think these are the 2 big ones, right? You've got the 1998 Finest Mystery Refractor M1 Jordan Kobe on the left, and then you've got your 1998 Topps East-West Refractor Jordan and Kobe on your right. Both of these cards in a BGS 10 label makes them pretty special and pretty low population. I like it. I think they pop. I got the East-West refractor first for a really good price before, the hobby sort of exploded post Last Dance. And then when I saw the one on the left, I probably overpaid a little bit for that one. Very low pop card, very difficult to find. And one thing you will see with these two particular cards is that sometimes BGS or PSA will slab them backwards and put Kobe on the front when in fact Kobe should be on the back. Not just because Kobe belongs on the back and Jordan belongs on the front generally because Jordan was better, but because that's actually the front and the back of the card. So sometimes you'll see it slabbed backwards, and my guess is maybe it's a Kobe collector who has asked PSA or BGS or SGC to slab them with Kobe on the front. But I think that is sacrilege. I would never condone it, and therefore mine feature the great Michael Jordan on the front. Number 3, we're getting down to the top 3, so some big stuff coming up. These two I was really happy to pick up in a private deal, and I remember this day. I was sitting in a parking lot about to actually walk into Mass on a Sunday and got a massive deal done for these two. These are the only two Raves that I own, that I have in my collection. So it's they're both from 1997 Z-Force. This is Rave number 190 on the left, Superman, and then Rave number 23 on the right. These cards are both serial numbered to 399, and they are both BGS 9.5. I really like this set, and I really like the fact that they're serial numbered. Anytime I can pick up a Jordan serial numbered card from the 90s in a gem mint slab, either PSA 10 or BGS 9.5, I'm happy to do it. This is a pretty big size deal, and like I said, sometimes when you do deals like this, it was actually part of a 5-card deal. Sometimes when you do big monster deals like this, you just don't forget when you did them, and that's part of the fun of collecting, is remembering stories. I do vaguely remember I was about to walk into Mass, and I got the deal done right before I walked into church, and it was on Super Bowl Sunday, so of 2022, so just not too many months ago. Number 2 on our list is, Jordan again. I know Jordan's a common theme. Sorry, he's my favorite player, my biggest PC, but this one I am ultra, super, mega, fantastically proud of. I love these two. They don't get along in real life anymore, but they formed the greatest defensive backcourt, and I'm calling Pippen a backcourt player. You can call him a small forward, whatever. He's not a post player, so I'm going to say he is a backcourt player because he guarded other perimeter players. This was the greatest defensive backcourt in the history of basketball, period. I will have words with anyone who disagrees. Both of them were a potential defensive player of the year for probably a good 10 years plus. They were incredible defensively. You throw in Ron Harper, who was ridiculous defensively as well. And then, in the later championship years, you throw in Dennis Rodman. You're talking about the greatest defensive teams, one of the greatest defensive teams in the history of the 75 years of the NBA. But this pairing is both BGS. It's Jordan on your left, Pippen on your right. They're going in opposite directions, which is somewhat, reflective of their relationship in the very public media recently. Don't think they're on the same page. Pippen's showing a twinge of jealousy at, the way Jordan handled the Last Dance and all the attention that he's gotten. But, again, Pippen needs to recognize that, some people are incomparable, and Jordan's one of those people. Pippen was a great player, but Jordan was the greatest player, and there is a distinction between those two superlatives. So moving on to number 1. If you know me and you've watched my videos, you probably know what number 1 is going to be. It is clearly my 86 FLAIR, which is one of my favorite things about this hobby, is that 1986 FLAIR set. It doesn't need to be a 10 for that set to mean something to me. When I see people post PSA 8s, I get excited. It doesn't even need to be Jordan, and I still get excited. But my number 1 pairing is my 1986 Jordan number 57 rookie card, PSA 10, which has a PWCC 30% sticker sitting safely in my vault, and the 1986 FLAIR Jordan PSA 10 sticker on your right. I think this is my ultimate pairing. I can't imagine ever having a bigger pairing. The only way is if I had a Jordan PMG green, and I would pair the PMG green with the PMG red and take a picture of that, but it's hard for me to top this. I don't think anything is even close to these two cards paired together in the same picture. Gives me great joy. These are the two cards in my collection that, they're both top 5 cards in my collection, and I appreciate them, as much as any card in my collection. So this is number one for me. An interesting fact is pretty soon, in about 3 weeks, these will be the only two 1986 FLAIR PSA 10 cards that I own. Sound the sad emoji alarm right there. So for those of you who don't know, yes, my 86 FLAIR PSA 10 set is being sold in the upcoming PWCC Weekly Auction and the upcoming May PWCC Premier Auction. And these two I decided not to sell. So I'm a Jordan collector first and foremost. I'm liquidating that 86 FLAIR set to pursue other avenues within the hobby. And so in order to do that, I needed to liquidate the other 141 1986 FLAIR PSA 10 cards that I owned. And so hopefully those cards will go to another passionate 1986 FLAIR set collector who overpays for it. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope they go to a good home. I have a feeling where some of them are going to go already just by word of mouth. But this is my number one pairing. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys love what I love. I love scrolling down monster Instagram pages with collections that are just incredible and seeing the types of pairings and duos and triplicates and sometimes 4, 6, 8 cards that all have some type of common theme. As you see, they can be tied together by grade. They can be tied together by, grading company. They can be tied together by teammates. They can be tied together by arch enemies or something like that. They can be tied together just because they're 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the players that you personally collect that appear in the same insert set. But there's a million different ways that you can do this. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know some of your favorite ways to pair cards together. For those of you who are not on Instagram, I am Cajun_cardboard on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram and you collect cards and you like watching my videos, I highly suggest. I thought I was too old. I was stubborn. I was all Facebook. I didn't want to make that conversion. I thought Instagram was for young people. I didn't want to learn new things. Once I got on there, it honestly caused my collection to blossom. It made it so much easier to locate difficult to find cards. It's more fun to display your cards on Instagram than on any other platform, in my opinion. And you get an unbelievable free education just by following the GOATs in this hobby. There's so many collectors out there that just have eye-popping collections that just by following their pages, you learn something every single day. You learn 10 things every single day, and you see cards you would never get to see otherwise because they don't hit the open market, but they do hit the pages of Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, I highly suggest, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel first, but then pop over to Instagram and just figure it out and just post something. And I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love. It's really cool. It's a pretty positive community. There's not a lot of hate and, venom, but I like Instagram for that reason as well. And you can always choose to follow only the people that, that lift you up and stay positive. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video on pairings and trios. Hit these 2 videos on the end screen if you haven't seen them yet, and go check out some of my other videos. And always hit the subscribe and like button if you like my content. I've got so much more to come. I promise I'm not going to disappoint you guys, and I'm going to stay consistent. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.